Hello friends, in this video I'm going to walk you through my plan for 2025 in my Traveler's Notebook. If you watched any other video, you know that I keep everything in here, literally everything, and I do not use another physical planner. You will see an iPad off to the side, which I will get into in a little bit. Here we go. So this isn't going to be too different from my everyday carry video, but just a couple of updates. So in this Traveler's Notebook, I have 3 inserts. I have the weekly free dated with the week on the side and the note on the other side, which I really like. And then I have my journal in the center. And then I have a Commonplace or bullet journal type of notebook in the back. This is my sticker book that I just added for fun, that I keep in here sometimes randomly, but either way. So this is the same undated weekly that I had before, but I'm going to keep it for 2025. There are 13 weeks left in this insert, and I love how this is going in terms of what I'm using it for. Here's a week that has my work, my personal work, and my life all in one area. If I'm going to keep something open, this is what I keep open on my desk so that I stay on track of things. I know all the tasks I have to do. So basically I keep all of my plan ahead stuff on here on this column. Triangle equals an event. A dot will equal something that I have to do for the day to remember, probably for my kids. Otherwise, like, other stuff can go over here. And then once done, I will just exit off like that. And then over here is where I keep my business tracker log. These are things that I've done, or if I want to keep stats for growth and things like that over here. My goal is to do something every day of the week, and I've been doing this now for a couple weeks, and it's working out pretty well. It's just really nice to see accountability wise, like when I'm working on stuff, when I'm not, for my personal business. Yeah, it's going okay so far. I got sick this week, and I also was trading in my computer, so I didn't have access to a computer. So, you know, for a little bit there, I didn't do much of anything. But yeah, I'm in a good cadence for that, which is nice. And then I use this top spot up here to kind of keep track of work, like my personal work stuff that I want to do for the week. This on the left would be more administrative tasks, and this on the right would be more creative or content stuff. So there are certainly, if you look in past weeks, things that I didn't end up doing that I might have not rewritten in the new week, but I will certainly go back and see some of the things that I wanted to work on, and then make sure to bring it into a week that it isn't so busy. You know, coming up in the holiday weeks, it's kind of hard because everyone's going to be home and we're all going to be wanting to spend time together. Yeah, I'm kind of like not pushing myself to do too much here. This column-ish is what I use to remind myself of what I need to do that day. I'll just use the bullet journal method, where I will just have bullets for things that I want to make sure to do. Organized boxes is code for wrap Christmas presents, which I still have to do. But then instead of writing it over and over again, I will just keep it on here and can quickly scan day to day and see what I have to do, or things that I might have left off for that day. That way I'm not rewriting something every single day. I will only migrate a task when I don't complete it that week. On the right, sometimes I'll have some overflow tasks, and otherwise I will have notes for the kiddos, or notes for what I call my Chris list. It's basically all the things that I want to talk to my husband about at the end of the day, to make sure that we stay on the same page and are catching up on things that I don't necessarily want to interrupt him during the day or text him during the day, because it's been a bad habit of ours because we both work from home, so it can be tempting to kind of just like walk in the other room and say, hey, I have an update on something, and then we just totally get sidetracked. So yeah, I try and keep my Chris list on the side. So yeah, because I have so many weeks left in here, it'll be nice to transition into nothing. It'll just be flipping to the next page when I hit 2025, which is good because I know the system works for me. It's now been 3 or 4 months since I've been in here actively again, which has been so nice and really nice way to like exercise a little bit of creativity without a whole lot of pressure. Put some like stickers of my art that I've done and just kind of appreciate it this way. I think of this notebook as a trash notebook, though I'm not sure whether or not I will actually trash it. It is kind of nice to just go back and see what I was working on, especially now that I have my work planner in here, my personal work planner. Let me skip back to the back. The third notebook I have in here is my Commonplace and bullet journal. It's basically where I keep any of my trackers that I have. This is a great example here. Oh no, sorry. Just kidding. This is my December tracker where I have the date and the day, the part of my cycle, my mood tracker, health notes over here, the highlight of the day, and then some habits that I'm trying to track. And I know this notebook does seem dangerously close to the end, but I will keep going for 2025 in here because I don't want to waste the paper, and also just because there are so many good notes in here that I do want to continue to have access to in 2025, or at least the beginning of it. Some highlight pages in here would be my reading tracker, which I will start new spreads for that in 2025, even though there's space left in 2024. But I do really like having this here. It's been a really fun exercise in keeping a paper tracker and not being in GoodNotes all the time. I have gift ideas in here, and I have right here, that's for work. Where's my other one? I know I have another one bookmarked in here. But yeah, I have a lot of book notes in here, which I like having access to because, especially for nonfiction books, I like to be able to go back and reread what notes I took down. Oh, here it is. I don't know how that happened here, but I do have content and post ideas here, product brainstorm. So these are things that I don't necessarily want to move over to a new Commonplace book quite yet. But again, like there are some pages or spreads in here that have not been used. This I will probably just cover over with a sticker and use this spread for something else entirely instead of ditching the pages. And I've even started to go back in. I was reading Scattered Minds, and I was like, instead of leaving this cover page blank, I just started taking notes over old notes here. These are old notes, this is new notes. It's been nice to go in and cover up old spreads and kind of fill them in with writing, just because not only is it green, but it's also just a nice way to I really like the look of completely filled pages. It makes me very happy. This will continue on, and I will still have a good reminder of what my dream kitchen looks like. Okay, so now in the middle, this is my journal. This is what I call my public journal, and you'll notice that if you have been around for my last Everyday Carry video, this is now a Sarica Studio notebook. She is a designer and artist who lives in Delaware, I believe, and she creates inserts for Travelers Notebook using Tomoe River paper, which is the thinner paper compared to the MD paper that the Travelers Notebooks inserts use. So this is the MD paper. I don't know if you'll be able to really tell the difference, but on the camera, but it's much thinner, and which is great because for number one, because the paper is so smooth and it's just wonderful. It's almost like a very smooth, high quality onion paper. It doesn't have bleed through, if you can believe it. It's like there's only a slight bit of ghosting, but it's almost like a comforting level of ghosting. And so I really like the Tomoe River paper. I'm glad I decided to stick with these notebooks because they do fit in the Traveler system so well. And I did have another planner that I bought, an empty planner that is just too thick for the Traveler's Notebook. So I will find another use for that. But either way, yes, what I was saying is this is my public journal. My husband recently laughed as he asked me, like, do you want me to read all your journals when and if you pass before me? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, you can read them now. I don't care. My kids can also read them now if they really want to. Although my older child will get on me for using a curse word, and I explained to him that sometimes adults just need to use curse words. But I don't mind if anybody reads this. I do go ahead and mask out certain things for the camera, even, you know, things that I don't necessarily want the kids to look over my shoulder and see if they're flipping through. So, but everything else is for public consumption. I am an open book, literally. I will talk about anything with almost anybody because I have no filter. The only things I really keep masked in here are things like for work or things that are personal for my family that, you know, I don't want the whole world to know. But I'm really liking this for my public journal. However, I do, and now we're getting over the iPad, I do have what I call my private journal. And this is what I'm going to be using in 2025 and beyond. In the past, I have talked a lot about Notability, and I'm sorry for this weird camera angle, but this is just how I'm going to capture it, because if I go like this, then I get this weird light reflection. So in Notability, I like to keep my private journal. I also used to bullet journal in here all the time, and I would have all of my journals in here, which was really great because, you know, if you just have your iPad, you have everything you ever wanted in one place. But like I've said before, I really noticed that my kids copy what I do. So if I'm on my iPad all the time, they want to be on their iPad all the time. And even though I'm doing an analog task on an iPad, they don't see it that way. And, you know, I just want to make sure to model a more analog space. I do have moments, as we all do, where we want to be able to talk about things that are completely private. This is like next level Jenny that I don't talk about with anybody, even my husband, even my best friends. So this is, I literally have every single journal I've ever had in here, which is great. Like, it literally goes back to, what is it, 94 was my first journal. And this was the very ugly cover of it. But yeah, I scanned them all in, and I had a moment of weakness or clarity. I don't know what you want to call it, but I threw them all away. And I know a lot of people are going to cringe, but it is what it is. I'm a minimalist. I can't handle having a whole lot of stuff around me. I think it's either because of sensitivity or just anxiety, I'm not sure. But yeah, so here's my 2024 journal, and I basically have one journal per year. I usually just call it Dear Diary 2020, whatever the year is, 2025. So that will be my new journal, will be 2025. I set it up with my own template. So just go to template settings and then my templates. And then I have a dot spread. So I don't know if you can see this on camera, but it has 2 pages in a spread that are dot notebook paper on cream digital paper. And I really just like to journal in here sometimes. So yeah, in 2024, I'm going to rename this really quick. There will be my 2025 diary in here. This is my 2024. This is the last entry that I created. This is the masked part of the entry, the juicy part that you will never see. So yeah, it's just really nice to be able to sit on the couch and kind of scribble in anything that I need to be able to write about and get off of my chest in here. For the sake of my eyes and my sanity, I will often use night mode, which automatically switches the pen to be reversed from what it was. This is actually a black pen, but in night mode, it just kind of reverses everything. So that's really cool. And then, you know, I do really love my iPad. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's just really nice for a creativity tool and stuff like that. So that's all to say. I will continue to use my digital journal. I also have journaling templates that sometimes when I'm feeling stuck on journaling, I will go through my journaling bundle. I will, pull out my gratitude templates if I want to go into like a deep gratitude session, have a quicker gratitude log, etc. The ones that I use the most are the why dive. So I will say like, here's my goal statement. Then I'll like kind of go through 5 rounds of why that's really the truth or not. It's also really good for reflection for the weeks and stuff. Those are really the ones that I use the most. And this, you've seen in my regular tracker in my Traveler's Notebook, so I will keep that there. But either way, that is where I will do my private journaling. So I hope this video helps you get some ideas for how you might want to use your Traveler's Notebook or use an analog system in conjunction with a digital system. If you can hear that, that is my husband. So yeah, happy journaling, happy planning and note-taking, etc. in 2025, and I'll see you next time.